So good evening friends, welcome to our RK judicial classes. So basically in this session we will discuss about Odisha Civil Service Pension Roll 1992. Basically in this session we will discuss approximately 30 to 40 most important MCQ which is fall in upcoming ideal examination. So you have to must check it out these important questions are okay. So without wasting unnecessary time, let's go to the questions and so let's start. So our first question is that the Odisha Civil Service Pension Roll 1992 was notified on 1st April 1992, 1st January 1992, 1st August 1992. None of these. The answer will be 1st April 1992. Okay. So second question is that the Odisha Civil Service Pension Roll 1992 came into force on 1st April 1992, 1st January 1992, 1st August 1992, and D none of these. Answer will be 1st April 1992. That means in same day, same year, same month, the rules will effect on and notified on that same date. Okay. So next question is that question number 3. Rule 2 of the Odisha Civil Service Pension Rule 1992 deals with short title and commencement, B. definition, C. family pension, D. none of these. The answer will be definition. Rule 2 of Pension Rule Acts, which is basically specifically defined definition part, and short title and commencement. It's firstly discuss about short title and commencement. Okay, and say family pension, which is deals with Rule 56. Okay. Next question is that the Accountant General of Odisha keeps the account on behalf of High Court of Odisha, Government of Odisha, Governor of Odisha. D. none of these. The answer will be none of these. Okay. So next question is that for the purpose of pension, the son of a government servant is considered as a child under Rule 2 till he attains the age of 22 years, he attains the age of 18 years, till he attains the age of 25 years. D. none of these. The answer will be till he attains the age of 25 years. Okay. So don't be excess your mind that age of majority ବୟସ କେତେ 18 ବର୍ଷ. So ସେଇଟା ନିଜର ବୁଦ୍ଧି ଅଧିକା ଖେଳେଇକି 18 ବର୍ଷ ଲଗେଇବେ ନାହିଁ, କାହିଁକିନା ଏଇଟା ଇଟ୍ସ ଏ ପେନସନ୍ ରୁଲ୍. ଓକେ, ପେନସନ୍ ରୁଲ୍ ସ୍ପେସିଫିକଲି ଏଇଟା ମେନସନ୍ ହେଇଛି. ପେନସନ୍ ରୁଲ୍ରେ ଆପଣ ଏଲିଜିବଲ୍ ହେବେ 25 ଇୟର୍ସ ଯାଏଁ. ଓକେ, and after 25 years you have to be eligible. There are certain provision ଅଛି and certain condition ଅଛି. If certain condition, if you will fulfill them, you will be get further pension. Okay. So next question is that okay, it numbering भूल जाइए question रो. So leave it, just focus the content of the questions. Okay. Next question that a widow daughter of a government servant considered as a child under Rule 2 till he marriage, till her death in case she remains unmarried, she start earning a livelihood. Do all of the above, all of the above. So answer will that all of the above. Okay. So next question is that a government employee absent for 3 hours from his headquarters. The period of absence as per Rule 2 will be taken as 12 hours, 3 hours, first calendar day. None of these. The answer will be 1 calendar day. Okay. The next question is that emoluments under Rule 2 doesn't include basic pay, personal pay, grade pay. None of these. The answer will be that none of these. Okay. So next question is that gratuity. Okay, under rule 2 doesn't include service gratuity, death gratuity, performance gratuity, retirement gratuity. So answer is that performance of gratuity. Okay, so next question is that under rule 2 the period between 30 January to 2nd March should be considered as a 1 month 2 days. Okay, next is that 1 month, next is that 1 month 3 days, next is that 1 month 4 days. The answer will be that 1 month 2 days. So next question is that the Odisha Civil Service Pension Rule 1992 shall not apply to a collector of a district who is an OS officer and has joined a service in 1995. B. Collector of a district who is an IAS officer. C. Tahsildar of a Tahsil in Odisha who has joined service in 2012. D. Both B and C. Okay, the answer is that both B and C. Okay, they are not eligible, right? हाँ, ये ओडिशा पेंशन सिविल सर्विस पेंशन रूल ये मानक ऊपर एप्लीकेबल हम ना, ठीक है। सो नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन इज दैट फॉर ए गवर्नमेंट एम्प्लॉय दैट टायर ऑफ पेंशन अकाउंट इज मैंडेटरी, वॉलंटरी, either mandatory or voluntary, none of these. Answer is that mandatory. Okay, so next question is that the state government shall make a contribution to which of the following pension accounts? A. Tier 1, B. Tier 2, C. both, D. none of these. The answer is that A. Tier 1. So next question is that for a government employee who has joined the service in 2010, during this normal retirement, the percentage of pensions crops that he can withdraw is a lump sum of 40%, 50%, 60%, 80%, 40% lump sum will be withdrawn. Okay, in 2010. The next question is that for a government employee who has joined the service in 2010, during this premature retirement at 45 years, the percentage of pension crops that he can withdraw as a lump sum is 60%, 80%, 40%. None of these. Okay. Question number 15 is next question is that if a government servant being a subscriber to the contributory provident fund. Okay. Okay, next. Okay, yeah, here is that. Contributory Provident Fund Odisha dies while in the first year of his service. A gratuity not exceeding the following amount may be paid to his family. A gratuity equal to the difference between 12-month emoluments and the amount of government's contribution together with the interest thereon standing to his credit in the fund. B. A gratuity equal to the difference between his 6-month emoluments and the amount of government's contribution together with the interest thereon standing to his credit in the said fund. C. That a gratuity equal to the difference between his 2-month emoluments and the amount of government contribution together with interest thereon standing to his credit in the said fund. D. None of these. The answer will be C. Next question is that it actually 17 होगा कथा 16. Okay, so let's leave it. Just focus on the content. Okay, if a government servant being a subscriber to the contributory provident fund Odisha dies while in the third years of his service, a gratuity not exceeding the following amounts may be paid to his family. A gratuity equal to the difference between 12-month emoluments and the amount of government's contribution together with interest thereon standing to his credit in the fund. Next is that a gratuity equal to the differences between his 6-month emoluments and the amount of government's contribution together with the interest thereon standing to his credit in the said fund. Next point is that a gratuity equal to the difference between his 2 month emoluments and the amount of government's contribution together with interest thereon standing to his credit in the said fund. Did none of these? Yeah, did none of these. So answer will be that A. Okay. So next question is that a Hindu government servant government of Odisha who has married twice. Okay, Hindu government servant married twice, 2 times married. Okay, so IPC which section is deal with bigamy. So next, once in 1971 and second in 1984, the first wife was alive during the second marriage, who is eligible to get family pension after the employee's death. First wife will be eligible, second wife will be eligible, both are eligible, none of this. So answer will be first wife. So primary always primary, secondary always secondary. Okay. Next question is that who of the following can be considered as a child under Odisha Civil Service Pension Rule 1992? An unemployed son of 25 years, 24 years, unemployed son of 19 years, unemployed son of 27 years, none of these. So here is that answer is unemployed son of 24 years. So next question is that who of the following can be considered as a child under Odisha Civil Service Pension Rule 1992? A. Unemployed and married daughter of 24 years, unemployed and unmarried daughter 19 years, unemployed and unmarried daughter of 24 years. So none of these. Answer is that none of these. Next question is that under OCS CCA rule, the authority empowered to make appointments to the service of which the government servant is for the time being a member of the grade of service in which the government servant is for the time being include is known as appointing authority, disciplinary authority, validating authority. None of these. It's a call appointing authority. Okay. So next question is that the Odisha Civil Service Classification, Control and Appeal Rules 1962 consist of how many rules? None of these. 30, 25, 36. So how many rules contains? Okay, none of these. I think 32. So let's just a second. Let me check. Yeah, answer is that 32. Actually, there are 33, 34 section is there. Okay. So, but जो दुईटा सेक्शन से रिपील हो जाए. Okay. So basically 32 section. So next is that according to OCS CCA rules, a secretary doesn't include a special secretary, joint secretary, under secretary. None of these is a under secretary. Okay. Next question is that the OCS CCA rule doesn't apply to a PDO who is an OS officer, a collector and a district magistrate who is an IS officer. So a ADL, Tahsildar, additional Tahsildar, right? Okay. Who is an ORS officer? Do you know of this? The answer is that a collector or a district magistrate who is an IS officer doesn't apply. Collector or district magistrate ऊपर OCS rule apply हुए ही नहीं. Okay. So next question is that if any doubt arises regarding the application of OCS CCA rule, then the final authority to decide the chairman of OPC, Chief Secretary of Odisha, Chief Justice of Odisha High Court, none of these. The answer is that none of these. So next question is that the OCS CCA rules classify civil service Odisha into how many groups? 2 groups, 3 groups, 4 groups, none of these. Answer is that 3 groups. Okay. So next question is that 30 to 30 okay. Okay, basically it 32 होगा कथा 31 is okay, just let it. Appointing authority are dealt in which part OCS CCA rules? Part 3, part 2, part 1. Which part deal with it? It deal with part 3. Okay, so 33 32 है okay. So let all appointments to state civil service group A and state civil post group A shall made by the OPSC, Government of Odisha, President of India, none of these. Answer that Governor of Odisha. Next question that in a case of group D post, in the case of employees serving in any department of the secretariat, who is the appointing authority as per OCS CCA rule? Okay, is a government head of the department, register, assistant secretary, under secretary, head of the office. Answer that register, assistant secretary, under secretary. Okay, next question is that a government servant cannot be placed under suspicion if a government servant who is obtained custody, whether or a criminal charges or otherwise, for a period of 24 hours, detained 24 hours. Okay, where a disciplinary proceeding against him contemplated or is pending. Contemplated is continued chale mane during its continue. Okay, continuously it's going on. Next is pending or pending. Okay, and C option is that where a case against him in respect of any criminal offence is under investigation or trial. None of these. The answer will be that a government servant who is detained in custody, whether or criminal charges or otherwise, for a period of 24 hours. Next question is that which of the following is not a penalty that can be imposed on a government servant as per the OCS CCA rules? Fine, dismissal, boycott, none of these. So boycott is not coming under the penalty. Next question is that penalty of fine shall be imposed on which service only as per OCS CCA rules? Group A employee, Group B employee, Group C employee, Group D employee. So basically penalties are imposed Group D employee. Okay. So next question is that as per Rule 13 of the OCS CCA rules, withholding of increments of government servant for failure to pass a departmental examination in accordance with the rules or orders governing the service or post or the terms of his appointment is a penalty, is not a penalty, is a warning. D, none of these is not a penalty. Okay. Next question is that as per Rule 13 of the OCS CCA rule, stoppage of a government servant at the efficiency bar in the time scale on the ground of his unfitness to cross the bar is a penalty, is not a penalty, is a warning, none of this, is not a penalty. Okay, basically ये कहूँ जो penalty कौन माने कौन ग्राउंड रे पेनाल्टी लगे बेसिकली गोटे फॉर्मूला अच्छी जोटा कि नॉर्मल मैटर. ओके, नॉट ए ग्रीवियस मैटर. ओके, जस्ट ए जेन्युइन मैटर. दैट मीन्स इरेगुलारिटीज. ओके, इरेगुलारिटीज मीन 10 आसिया कथा 12 आसिल. ओके, ऑफिशियल ऑर्डर देले ऑर्डर को मानिल ना. ओके, सो से मैटर पेनाल्टी लगे नहीं. पेनाल्टी केते लगे जते बेले हाँ जते बेले ओभररूल कल जोटा तुमको दि जाइतला करबा पई सेही ऑर्डर न मानी अलग काम करिल. ओके, सेतिरे पेनाल्टी लागे. ओके, सो Next is that as per rule 13 of the OCS CCA rule, revision to a lower service grade or a post government servant officiating in a higher service grade or a post on the ground that he is considered after a trial to be unsuitable for a such higher service grade or a post or an administrative grounds unconnected with his conduct. Okay, is a penalty, is not a penalty, is a warning, not, none of this is not a penalty. So as per rule 33 ये एकटा कौन repeat है no no repeat है okay हाँ as per rule 13 of the OCA CCA rules, revision to his permanent service grade or a post of government servant appointed on a probation to ensure another service, okay, and the service grade or a post during or at the end of the period of probation in accordance with the terms of his appointment or the rules and orders governing probation. Okay, so you have to know about that. What is the meaning of probation? Probation means that before means permanently fix you, okay, they are keeping you on probation period, because in this probation period ভিতরে if they want they can dismiss you, okay, they can କ'ଣ ସେମାନେ ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ ହଟେଇ ଦେଇପାରିବେ okay, କିନ୍ତୁ 2 ବର୍ଷ ପିରିୟଡ଼ ବାହାରିଗଲା ପରେ ସେମାନେ ହଟେଇ ପାରିବେନି. if they are doing same thing they have to give proper reason of that, okay, ସେମାନେ reason ଦେବେ କାହିଁକି ସେମାନେ କାଢୁଛନ୍ତି, କିନ୍ତୁ probation periodରେ no reason, out means out, okay. So and say that is a penalty, is not a penalty, is a warning, none of this is not a penalty, okay. As per rule 13 of the OCA CCA rules, revision to his permanent service grade or a post of government servant appointed on a probation to another service grade or post during at the end of the period of probation in accordance with the terms of his appointment or the rules and orders governing probation is a penalty, is not a penalty, is a warning, none of this is not a penalty. Next question is that in OCA CCA rule, disciplinary authorities dealt with 13, 12, 11, none of this, okay, basically deal with disciplinary authority rule 13. Next question is that rule 12 of the OCA CCA rule deals with suspension, disciplinary authority, penalty, none of this. So basically rule 2 deals with suspension, okay. So next is that OCA CCA rule, constitution of a state civil service is dealt with rule 6, rule 7, rule 8, none of this. So basically constitution of a state civil service, just remember these things. Civil service deal with rule 6, okay. So civil service rule 6. Next question is that OCS CCA rules, classification of post dealt with rule 7, okay, rule 6, rule 8, none of this, and say rule 7. So basically classification of post rule 7, classification of service, okay, constitution of state civil service, छाड़ दियो state civil service rule 6, okay, civil post, okay, civil service civil post rule 7. Next is that emoluments include basic pay, additional pay, personal pay, okay. Emoluments माने होउछु basic pay, additional pay, personal pay, okay. हाँ ए तीनटा को से include करूची. So एतिकी आपनकर ए सेशन रे एतिकी होउची रहिला MCQ जोंटा कि most important, okay. If you have tried many time, okay. So thank you very much for giving your precious time for attending this lecture, okay. So just wait, we will very soon upload your next topic, okay, next MCQ. So till good day everyone.